Well, Indiana's second smallest county is making giant leaps in space. Redwire, located in the small southern Indiana town of Greenville, has successfully printed the first human knee meniscus in space. Kylie Valletta, Business of Health reporter, here with more. A fascinating story. Printing a human meniscus in space.
Yeah, it doesn't get more interesting than this. Designed and built by Hoosiers in Floyd County, the bioprinter is basically a 3D printer, but for human tissue. We first told you about the 3D bioprinter last year when Redwire launched it into space. The company announced it has now successfully 3D printed at the International Space Station the first human knee meniscus, which was just brought back to Earth by astronauts and is now being compared to natural human cartilage to see how it stacks up. The project may sound familiar. In 2021, Florida-based Redwire acquired TechShot, which has a legacy in Indiana that dates back 35 years. The Floyd County operation now houses the In-Space Manufacturing and Operations Business Unit for Redwire. The goal of the bioprinter is to pave the way for printing organs in space to help solve the problem that there aren't enough organs to go around for everyone on the transplant list. So why space? Well, on Earth, 3D printed human tissue is so soft that it collapses under its own weight into a puddle. Well, printing soft tissue in space eliminates gravity so the structures don't collapse, and even hollow cavities like those in the human heart could also be printed.
22 people a day are dying on organ donor waiting lists. And, one is too many. And we believe that this process, this road we're on, will be a solution to solve that. Here at Redwire in Greenville, Indiana, we have a facility we call the Payload Operations Control Center, which is just our mission control that we use to not only control our own devices that are on board the International Space Station, but also we have live video where we talk directly to the astronauts who are conducting our workforce. So to have an impact like that, again, not only on human health around the world, but also just to have an impact on what's the state of the art for NASA and for space research, and have that impact from here in Floyd County, Indiana, is just super gratifying as a native Hoosier.
Now, that mini mission control center where they control the devices in space from here in Indiana and talk to the astronauts, that will be featured front and center in the new Redwire facility soon breaking ground. It's being built just down the road in Floyd County. When visitors step into the lobby, the first thing they'll see is the control center, enclosed by glass so they can have a window into all the space action. A Michigan teenager is back on the football field thanks to a custom-built ankle brace created by South Bend-based Taco Brace. It's a company I first told you about in 2021. Taco makes braces used by 22 NFL teams and more than 80 college athletic programs. Taco worked with the family of Eric Kilborn Jr. because the 6-foot, 10-inch sophomore from Michigan wears a, listen, size 23 shoe. The brace fits over the cleats instead of inside the shoe. Since 2016, Taco Brace has partnered with hospitals, medical practices, military organizations, and athletic trainers nationwide to help more than 20,000 patients recover from ankle and hindfoot injuries. The Indiana University School of Medicine giving students hands-on training with new portable ultrasound systems. The point-of-care ultrasound is a handheld diagnostic imaging tool that can be used at a patient's bedside with a tablet. Many doctors say it's the stethoscope of the future that fits in their pocket. The IU School of Medicine is one of only a few medical schools in the nation with this unique training as part of its curriculum.
Back to the Redwire story, fascinating company doing some pretty cool stuff, and they've got more in the pipeline, right?
Right, and it's another cool Indiana connection. Their next partner is Lilly, and they're working to make hardware that they'll send to space, of course, to make drug crystals. Then they'll send the drug crystals back down to Earth, and Lilly puts them in vats that get bigger and bigger to grow these crystals and reproduce them. Rich says it's like a sourdough bread starter. So they're making that for Lilly in space.
Wow, great story. Thanks, Kai.